Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is a Q&A episode, so let's actually get started, shall we? So Luke Zilla, you got a few questions for me. So first one, is it possible for prehistoric creatures to get a name change? If yeah, I think Basilosaurus should get its name changed to Basilocetus. Yes, there is those chances for like prehistoric creatures to get a name change. And Basilosaurus is a very good analogy right there, or at least a good species to talk about in terms of a name change. Like, there has been those discussions about like if Basilosaurus should get a name change, and so because when it was discovered, Basilosaurus was thought to be a marine reptile, but as more and more specimens kept coming up, and further research has been done on those fossils, and they realized, and the paleontologists realized that these are not marine reptiles; these are prehistoric whales, because these vertebrae don't look like reptile vertebrae, and also the teeth don't match up to a reptile. And so, yeah, I mean, Basilosaurus is a good candidate to possibly get its name changed, but it's probably got a long way to go to actually do that. But I'm pretty sure the paleontology community would probably say it could get a name change, but they're probably going to keep it as it is for right now. Because they need to. There's a lot more things going on in paleontology than just name changes. Like, there's even like a really good example in terms of that. Should Tyrannosaurus Rex have its name changed to Massospondylus or Massospondylus or something like that? No, not Massospondylus. Massospondylus. Because that's what Edward Drinker Cope called his fossil, but it was very fragmentary, and it was just a good piece of bone that he found, I believe, in Montana, but he didn't know what it really was, and so he just kind of gave that name. But the thing is, that paper was not really well done, and it was poorly received. And so that's why paleontologists have made the agreement that they stick with Tyrannosaurus Rex, because Henry Fairfield Osborn and Barnum Brown did better research than what Edward Drinker Cope has done, and also they found a better complete specimen. And so that's probably why Tyrannosaurus Rex sticks around. But but that's a really good discussion right there, Luke. And then your next question, so do you know there is a new species of prehistoric whale discovered? I forgot the name, but it's believed to be bigger than a blue whale. Yes, I know about this. The news reports about this came out like a couple weeks ago about it, and it is Perucetus colossus. And so, yeah, they believe that this prehistoric whale would have been the heaviest creature to ever live in Earth's history. And so they believed it was multi-ton. I don't think it was actually like as long as a blue whale. I think if they did say that, I'd probably say that's over exaggerating the length of the animal, but that's to be determined. This is not a very complete specimen. This is very fragmentary. And so I'd probably say that it probably should have a chance to dethrone the blue whale in terms of mass, but I don't think in terms of length. Length is going to belong to the blue whale. But yeah, it is definitely one of those whales that is out there that could have actually given a blue whale for a run of its money. And then your final one, who would win, hippopotamus or Daedon? And so we all know what a hippopotamus is. Daedon is an entelodont that lived around say 25 million years ago, and so it's kind of given the nickname Terminator pig, but it's kind of like both related to pigs and hippopotamuses. But in terms of your prehistoric battle here, I'm gonna have to go the hippopotamus because the hippopotamus is larger and also it's got the stronger jaw power than Daedon does. Even though Daedon's got pretty strong jaws and a very powerful bite, strong teeth, does not compare it to the hippopotamus. I think the hippopotamus gets this one hands down. And so I got another question up here from YouTube. And let me give you guys a second here. So yeah, Nicholas, your first question is, I was wondering if it is possible for a T-Rex hip height to 15 to 16 feet tall, like in the Jurassic Fight Club series, and I was wondering if you have had time to read the paper about a T-Rex tail helping it run 25 miles an hour without breaking its bones. So to your first question, is it possible for T-Rex to get up to a hip height of 15 to 16 feet tall? It's a possibility, but it would have to be the right chances for it to actually get that tall. It's possible, but right now it's very, very limited of what it could actually go in terms of height. Length, it could actually possibly go pretty close to 45 feet, in between 45 and 50 feet, if there is a really good shot of that. Now, with that T-Rex 70% bigger type of article that has been put out, could it possibly be that it could reach 15 to 60 feet tall? Absolutely, it could actually have that it could happen. But right now, in terms of the fossil record about Tyrannosaurus Rex, very, very limited about that. And have I read about this paper of T-Rex's tail helping it run 25 miles an hour without breaking its bones? I've heard of this. I have to look at this paper all over again just to refresh my memory about this. And is it possible for a T-Rex to run 25 miles an hour? Absolutely. Absolutely. Right now, the fossil evidence about it doing a sprint as an adult is not very good. And so it probably would say is that it's very limited about that, but maybe a teenage Tyrannosaurus Rex can actually do that. Teenage Tyrannosaurus Rexes can do this. And a full-grown adult, it would probably more likely rely on ambush more than anything else than speed. And so, but yeah, very good question there, Nicholas. And then your next question, was wondering if the Nanotyrannus debate is still going, and will it come to an end with the few specimens found, or will more specimens to end the debate whether Nanotyrannus is a juvenile T-Rex or not? So this is a good question. I probably would say right now it's still up in the air. It's a highly, highly debated topic. The Nanotyrannus debate is still going on. Right now, it is leaning towards that Nanotyrannus is a juvenile Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, there are some paleontologists that say there's no way that Nanotyrannus is a juvenile T-Rex. It is its own species because of tooth count, and also there's some and also the arms are actually a lot larger than for its body size than, say, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it's a faster animal. Blah blah blah. You know that sort of thing, but latest research would say that the bones of, like, say, Jane and even that famous skull that's in Cleveland, the Cleveland skull, is suggested that all the bones in the skull are not totally fused together. So that would mean it's a juvenile, and that would probably suggest is that it's more likely a juvenile T-Rex. But we'll see. The jury's still out, but it's still leaning towards that Nanotyrannus is a juvenile T-Rex. Could there be more specimens out there? Maybe, but we'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. We need more specimens to figure out this debate. But these are very good questions there, guys. All right, Alex. I noticed in March of the Dinosaurs that both Gorgosaurus and Albertosaurus had a coat of feathers on their bodies. Was it possible larger Mesozoic theropods like Tarbosaurus, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Giganotosaurus, Allosaurus to have both feathered arms, and feathered bodies? And do you think that paleontologists will find evidence to support that idea, that larger Mesozoic theropods did have feathers on their bodies and on their arms? This is a good question, Alex. I like this question. And so, yeah, if many of you don't know, March of the Dinosaurs is a National Geographic documentary thing that happened many, many years ago. And it's kind of basically kind of talking about a great migration of dinosaurs in North America around 75 to 70 million years ago. And it's from the dinosaurs that are from Alaska going all the way down to Montana. And so this migration is considered to be somewhat factual in terms of like that the fossil evidence does suggest that a lot of these dinosaurs did roam in huge herds. The hadrosaurs and the ceratopsians made this migration in terms of like heading south for the winter to warmer climate, and also to be able to find food. And there's some dinosaurs that would stick around in the winter to actually be able to like say have enough food for themselves to be able to survive in that type of environment, or otherwise they did actually have to migrate. But anyway, to your point, that the Gorgosaurus and Albertosaurus did have a coating of feathers on them. I'd say the Gorgosaurus is more likely to have the feathers, but we don't have fossil evidence to prove that yet. So does Albertosaurus. I think Albertosaurus probably did have this as well, but I'd probably say more likely on the arms and a little bit on the base of the, like on the back, like on the top part of the neck, and maybe a little bit towards the base of the tail, but more likely on the arms and probably on the neck. That these like feather-like integments would actually have been on Gorgosaurus and Albertosaurus. Now, could there be fossil evidence out there for like larger theropods, like the ones that you just mentioned, to have feathers? I would say Allosaurus and Giganotosaurus. I'd say highly unlikely because of their environments that they lived in. Is it possible that they did have them? Maybe, but they probably weren't very like visually out of their skin that much. Like Allosaurus probably did have like kind of like quill-like filaments, but not really like say visually out of the skin. So it would be Giganotosaurus. Tyrannosaurus Rex and Tarbosaurus, though, I can definitely see it. Now, I would say that Tyrannosaurus Rex, even though the evidence is pointing towards that Tyrannosaurus Rex adults had very little feathers on their bodies. But the thing is, I think a lot of paleontologists get this a little bit out of context in terms of what feathers are supposed to be used for. Because like we have birds that live in warm climates that are able to have feathers and they don't overheat. So that kind of says to me is that some of these paleontologists are taking feathers out of context, and they just think that, oh, feathers are only used for to keep the animal warm, and that's all it's supposed to be for. But not really. Like, there are birds out there in the animal kingdom that do have feathers that are able to, like, not really have heat be a factor. And there's evidence to prove that. Now, I would say it would take a pretty good chunk of evidence to support that Tarbosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rex did have feathers as adults on all over the body, on like parts of the body, and even on the arms. I think the arms, yes. On the neck and some parts of the back, yes. I definitely think that the Tyrannosaurus did have them. The largest Tyrannosaur that we know of that has feathers is Tyrannosaurus, and so you probably already know about that. And so, yeah, but very, very good question, Alex. I love this question. All right, Jody, if you had the opportunity to rewrite Jurassic Fight Club, what would you change? This is actually interesting. See, Jurassic Fight Club came out around, say, 2007, 2008, and it was on the History Channel, and the person that was like the consultant of the show and was on the show is Dinosaur George Blassing, and I'm a friend of his as well. He actually brought in some like actual paleontologists, and there were like certain types of like interesting things going on with each episode. I would actually title the show "Awesome Bro Prehistoric Fights" instead of Jurassic Fight Club. You know, because that's what the show really is. It's awesome, bro. That's what it really is. You know, but like, give George credit to like bringing like information about dinosaurs and all that sorts of stuff, and even like mammals and sharks and reptiles out there for people to know. But of course, a lot of the data, a lot of the information on that show is very, very dated. Very dated. And there's even paleontologists that have regretted being on that show. Thomas Holtz has kind of said that he regrets being on that show. But even though, I would say I would just retool it to be more likely to be like what certain types of prehistoric creatures lived alongside each other that probably did fight for survival. That what I would actually have done instead of actually just doing like with the Majungasaurus thing. Like that one was probably a really I would say it was kind of like one of the worst episodes of the show. And then you kind of go like the Nanotyrannus versus T-Rex one. That one was kind of not very well done. But at least like the Cleveland Lloyd Quarry one was not too bad. The Megalodon versus Bringmo Fight Center one was not too bad. Even the Short-Faced Bear versus American Lion, that one was not too bad. But those ones were probably at least acceptable for certain times, but I probably rewrite it in terms of like animals that probably lived alongside each other. That would actually make a lot more sense. I mean, there's a few of them that are on there, but I would say that like the Allosaurus versus Ceratosaurus one, that one was not very good. That one was kind of like, say, let's put these two predators that lived alongside each other and just fight. But I would have preferred, like, say, Allosaurus versus Stegosaurus, or, like with the Tyrannosaurus Rex stuff, Tyrannosaurus Rex versus Triceratops, you know, the whole 9 yards. But yeah, that show's very dated. I don't watch it that much anymore because it's kind of like what it was for its time. But yeah, I would probably just call it Awesome Bro Prehistoric Fights. That's what I would call it. But yeah, not a bright spot in paleontology documentaries. All right, Benjamin. Is Rhaeticosaurus the oldest of plesiosaurs? I think it is one of them, definitely. It's dated around 205 million years ago. A basal plesiosaur. Nearly complete specimen. That's actually pretty good. Is Lythronax the oldest of all tyrannosaurids? I don't think so. I think there is another tyrannosaur out there that is a little bit older in terms of the Tyrannosaurida family. But I probably say it's one of them, but I don't think it's the oldest. I think there's another Tyrannosaur out there that is older than Lythronax. Does Tenontosaurus have the longest tail of all ornithopods? I'd say it's got one of the longer tails compared to body size out of most dinosaurs. That's definitely what I would say. Does it have the longest tail of all ornithopods? I'm not sure. I'd probably say it's up there, but not totally sure. And your final one, who would win, Coelophysis or Tawa? And so these are basal theropods that lived in the Triassic period. I think Tawa is a bit smaller than Coelophysis, but Coelophysis is the more well-known dinosaur. I'm going to have to go with Coelophysis on this one. All right, that's it for now. So next week will be an extra episode, and we will be returning to the extinction profiles, and so that would be the Triassic extinction. So we'll talk about the Triassic extinction next week, so stay tuned for that. But if you still want to send me questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life, feel free to email me at dinochris71@gmail.com, or just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, yes, you post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messengers are private conversations, so please put your questions on the comment section on the Facebook page. And also for YouTubers out there, like the videos, subscribe to the channel according to my analytics, so that if you guys are checking out my channel and not subscribed yet, so please feel free to hit the subscribe button, and also hit the like button, because that's how the YouTube algorithm works now. The more likes, the better, to be shared, and that way the video gets distributed to people that are interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, geology in general. And so that way more people can check out the channel. And also share the video, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs and other prehistoric life. And also hit that notification bell, that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out weekly. And also for you YouTubers out there, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section, because I do read them all. Your questions do mean a lot. All of you that are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube, you guys are awesome. You guys are giving me some great questions. These are some of the best questions I've ever gotten in a while. And so keep up the great work, and this helps out the Q&A episodes a lot. So keep up the good work, and also make sure you keep your questions short and to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf, and I post pretty cool stuff on there. And also you can also follow me on Threads, and it's the same address at Chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you. Notice if you're younger people out there, make sure listening to parents, your teachers, and the guardians. It's the best motivation you can have a good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, a good job in the future. And in less than a month, I will be heading to Marshfield, Wisconsin for a library event. So if you're going to be in the Marshfield, Wisconsin area on October 3rd in the evening, so around say 5:30 to 7 o'clock, I will be at the Marshfield Public Library for showing off my collection of fossils, replicas, and minerals, and so you guys can check that out. So if you're in the Marshfield, Wisconsin area on October 3rd, October 3rd from 5:30 to 7, it's actually going to be an awesome time, and so hopefully you guys can make it up there on that kind of time on October 3rd. And that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.